Hi. Hello, everybody. How do we situate ourselves in the face of complex trauma? We know that our clients come in with a whole load of vicarious and intergenerational fear, terror, rage, overwhelm, depression, despair. We know their bodies contain intergenerational complex trauma that's really on the top, on the surface of who they are, because that's most of that is not theirs. And one of the problems for us as healthcare workers is we get so much of that on us. So the way we situate ourselves in the face of trauma is critical to our own burnout, self-care, ways of actually helping clients. We cannot help people and families and communities if we're going to swallow up and take in that intergenerational complex trauma that our clients are embodying. So here's your client. I hope you can hear me. This client is, in this case, so full of overwhelm and rage and fear and despair. And that's who I've got to sit next to. And if you notice, that trauma is way bigger than just little old me. That could just swallow me up in a minute. So I'm going to have to really think about how I sit with this complex trauma. And I know that it's trauma. If I can get under the trauma, I can find a very, very healthy person. Our people are not sick. Our people are well. But this trauma sitting up front there is so debilitating at times. Well, the first thing I want to do is make sure I have what we call a therapeutic window, that I have, so there's my client, but that I have some land down below, so that as the client is pulling out this complex trauma, I know where I'm sitting it. I know that I'm setting that down on land. Now, I have to make sure I stay connected with the client. If I'm not connected, I have to both protect myself and I have to connect. If I don't connect, if I don't go towards towards the trauma, this person will not feel heard. They will not feel heard. And if I back away from it, if I back away from this trauma, if I back away, this trauma is going to come and eat me. It's going to come get me. It's trying so hard to be attended to. So in order to attend to it, I must connect with it. I must stay connected with the trauma. I must have a therapy window. And I must be able to bring what's happening in there down onto land. Bring what's happening in there down onto land. Whatever that is there. So if the client is coming at me with, ah, I have to be able to be beside that and be able to take that and go, ah, yeah, ah, and connect back. So that we're actually, in some ways, moving that intergenerational trauma out onto the land, and which will calm this person down enough to be able to find their true self. And their true self is usually in excellent condition. It's excellent condition. So if I am this intergenerational trauma, whether you are sitting or standing, if I am this trauma and I'm coming towards you and I'm, ah, if you back up away from me, I am just going to come and get you. Now, if you come on top of me, I'm going to withdraw. So you want to find that right space so that the trauma can be there and have a place. Whenever I'm sitting with trauma, even on this therapy window right now, even on this training window, I try to place my body sideways. So when I'm listening to to clients on session, on Zoom or in person, I am not listening like this to them. If I listen like this, whatever's happening there is going to come into me. It's going to come into me and it's going to make me kind of sick, right? And then I'm going to go home with this. And then where am I going to put it? Am I going to put it on my children, on my family, right? On the walls? So we really need to take care to connect. If I look away from you and talk over here and don't pay attention, you're going to come forward on me, or you're going to get bigger. But if I connect and I have a friendly, good face, you'll stay to be able to, and I'll be able to help some. But I have to be able to help with this part protected. So this is called connect and protect, so that you can bring your burnout levels down. The trauma survivor is just wanting to go forward and get somebody to understand and hear them. But we have to be careful how we do that, how we situate ourselves in the face of complex trauma. Often I hear people say it's a really bad suck of a deal that I get my trauma onto my people, or onto my family, or onto wherever. This transference of complex trauma, this transference of blood memory. Well, I want to encourage you to think about that in a little different way, to think about the transference of genocidal trauma as intergenerational knowledge. This knowledge is not your enemy. Intergenerational trauma is not your enemy. It's the thing that knows what happened. It's the thing that knows what we need to do next. If I didn't send some of my intergenerational trauma onto and forward to my baby, to my son, he wouldn't know at all about what actually happened viscerally. What this is that took place. We must remember, our bodies remember, our blood remembers, and we carry that forward so that you know what to do next for the next generation. If my son did not pick up my blood memory as a trauma survivor, he would not be working to try to make lives better for people, for Indigenous people, every day of his life. It's my memory, my experience, that is my knowledge, that moves forward into the next generation so that they know what steps are best to take next. So it's about our relationship with intergenerational knowledge. It's about us remembering what happened in a friendly and gentle way and not reliving what happened. We don't want to relive what took place. We want to be able to remember it in a bodily way so we know what steps we want to take next. Because as you know, trauma takes no rest. I mean, just look at pandemics. We're in one right now, right? We need to know what we did and what to do next. Our intergenerational trauma knowledge is what connects us to our ancestors and to our knowledge about what to do and what steps might be best for our people that are coming, for our children that are coming. So we do have to keep our blood memory intact. Connect and protect. Always connect and protect. Stay. And remember, even online, you have to connect and protect, because you will take it with you. And we will learn a whole bunch of other ways of cleaning ourselves off and attending to our own selves after we have been in the company of complex trauma. Take good care. Bye for now, everyone. Connect and protect. Whatever you do, bring your burnout levels down. We need you out there. We need you working. So don't take complex trauma into your body head on. Don't do that. Bye for now.